Our laces have been some of the most popular products of our entire year. So we decided to make some belts out of that exact same lace tannage, still on the micro adjust system. And it's the exact same tannage. So it's like the lace thickness, but like 10 times the thickness. These are gonna be some tough belts, and you get to match your laces, kit out your boots. Check them out below. Pretty unique one today because this is something that we do on the side a little bit, but oh, my hair's crazy today. We do this on the side a little bit. Hold on, let's at least attempt to fix this. It's backwards in my camera too, so it's like, it looks the same. Anyway, we do this from time to time because, you know, there's brands out there that they want to improve their products, but they don't necessarily want to collaborate with us, or we don't see a cool enough angle on something to really like, yeah, let's push this, let's do this collaboration. Or some people are just, they're looking for an extra opinion on some designs. And so we do consulting fairly often, you know, in various forms, from like homies like Trenton and Heath. We'll be like, hey, will you just give me a quick opinion of this? Check out these new sandals. What do you think of this leather? We've been using like a new oily leather, or all the way up to like big brands, you know, that we would set a very like structured, like, okay, we'll give you some feedback, but here's our expectations. We're gonna charge this, this, and this. And then there's, you know, mid-sized brands that we do a similar thing with, and that's exactly what Quince is. You know, we'll look at their website a little bit, but they basically reached out to us and we're like, hey, can we hire you to consult to make our up-and-coming shoes as good as humanly possible? And I was like, sure, let's do it. Because it's something I enjoy too, because not only is it a little side project that hopefully can make a little bit of money here and there, but it's also fun to help these brands really make the footwear that all of us want and need. You know, it's as fun as it is talking trash about brands and calling them out for all their garbage. You know, it's at the end of the day, the whole goal with this is to improve the footwear across the entire world, so that us as consumers aren't buying these BS products that nobody knows what's on the inside, and then you wear them for 3 days and they fall apart, and there's no accountability in the industry, there's no way to improve products. And so, yeah, it's just kind of an interesting side of the business that you don't really get to see very often as the viewers. And so I thought it'd just kind of be fun to bring you along for this ride and show you, mostly this video, just because I have to open these up and see what the final pairs look like, is make sure I'm like willing to give the stamp of approval on it. And then in the main video, when we cut them in half, that's where I'll actually tell you, like, okay, here's the first sample, here's what we saw, here's the things that we wanted to change, here's what, like, the theory of it, here's how we went through it with them, and here's how we do consultations, and then here is the final pair. And then we'll be able to see, like, okay, here's what they came with us, here's what they came to us with, and then here's what they left with by working with us. So I thought it'd just be kind of a cool little project, kind of bring you along for the ride, and like I said, I gotta unbox these anyways to get final eyes on them. So that's it. So now let's figure out who Quince is. I'm pretty sure it's spelled or pronounced Quince, not Quince. Quince. Isn't that how you would say it in Spanish? Quince. They cut it out of the Chizos video. There was like, I don't actually know if it was a typo. I can't remember what it was. What was it was some like English word that I was trying to like pronounce Spanish. It's in that freaking Chizos video. So whoever editor, feel free to embarrass me a little bit with me mispronouncing a very obvious English word. It's because there's a Spanish word or something in front of it. And then I was like, oh, well, that must be a Spanish word too, when it was just like a very English word. We eschew the use of habanil. We eschew the use of habanil. We eschew the use of habanil leathers. Oh, juvenile. Let's see what Google has for pronunciation. Quince. So that's right. But let's see Spanish. Quince. So pretty sure it's Quince, but let's go to their website. Okay, Quince. So it looks like they sell all sorts of stuff. You know, men's apparel, women's apparel. They've got bedding, outerwear, jeans, bags, gifts under $50, loungewear. They've even got some freaking Darth Vader masks. This is that red light stuff. I've done it once and it feels like you're standing in the sun. I get it. That red light therapy stuff is pretty sick. Does it do anything? Probably not. Oh, they've even got like kitchenware. We got a little Theragun. So what is the ethos of this company? Like, what are we about us? Let's see what they're about. We believe quality products can elevate your life, especially when they're sustainably made and affordably priced. I believe anything she says. Quince started when we brought our work home. We built careers working for high-end brands, but investing in luxury clothing, jewelry, and home goods for ourselves was a rare treat. So we built our own brand, committed to making exceptionally high-quality essentials at a price within reach, because everyone deserves to fill their life with the finer things. So I like that concept of like, okay, we've been in the industry. We've seen how terrible these high-end luxury brands are and how much they actually should cost. Why don't we just make a freaking company that we do that high-quality stuff, but instead of those luxury prices, we have the prices they should be. And so that's part of why I was interested in working with them, because honestly, when they first sent me this very first sneaker, I was like, oh, okay, they're probably another one of these brands. They're trying to go after these like top $500 sneakers, whether it's the English brands or common projects. Like, they're gonna try to like make this a super premium sneaker at a super premium price. And even when I looked at it, I was like, okay, that seems to be like what they're targeting. And in all reality, they're a lot more affordable than you might think. I don't remember off the top of my head, so we'll have to wait. I'm not just edging you, I swear. Their values: quality, sustainability, affordability, a vision for sustainability, accountability, transparency, and amazing value. The difference is clear. We value transparency. We're open and honest about the materials in our products, how they're manufactured, and how they're priced. Honesty is always our policy. We started Quince to challenge the existing idea that nice things have to cost a lot. Our mission was simple: create products of equal or greater quality than the leading luxury brands at a much lower price, because we believe quality should never be a luxury. That's cool. I like that. So let's see. I'm gonna be honest with you too, because I have my own small business. We deal with manufacturers. We deal with suppliers. So I have a pretty good understanding of if any of this is BS. So let's see. We never cut how we keep prices low. We never cut corners when it comes to quality, sustainability, or fair manufacturing practices. Our prices stay low because we avoid expenses of traditional supply chains, including sourcing agents, warehouse, wholesaler, distribution, and storefront retail. So let's see what they're doing here. So they're saying materials is $5, crafting costs $5, and this is just, I think it's just an example. There's no product associated with it. Packaging $50. I wish our packaging was $50. 50 cents for packaging. I wish our packaging was 50 cents. Freight and handling $5. Credit card fees. Duties. So they're saying it costs them $24. And then their total cost, and then that must be the $24, and then they're saying this $49 is I'm assuming that they're saying that's their retail price. That graph's a little misleading, because 24 is half of 49. So whether it's misleading or not, it's confusing, because it's making it look like the total cost of $24 is the majority of the cost that goes into the retail price, when in all reality, this graph should be about like that. So it's a little misleading, but this isn't a real product, so we don't really know exactly what they're trying to convey with this. And even with this, 24, if their total cost is $24, a traditional retailer, okay, so these graphs are a little bit off, but I think they're trying to illustrate the point that, like, when you buy from a regular retailer, you're usually gonna, maybe I should put this knife down, point at the camera. You're usually gonna see a 4X markup. So if a product costs $25, they're usually gonna sell it for $100. And so a lot of times these direct-to-consumer brands that are trying to cut out all the middleman, like this whole direct-to-consumer style of business that's been popular for the last 15 years, they'll try to cut out all that excess cost, like exactly you said, distribution, warehousing, wholesaling, storefronts, retail, and just live off a smaller margin. And I guess we could probably see if that's true in the main video. Maybe that's what we test in the main video. It's like, all right, is this actually how they're pricing things, or are they just pulling the wool over your eyes? Because I see what they're getting at with this. The graphs are just a little misleading. But I think that I would have fixed that. But it's not like they're claiming anything that's wrong. From our ethical factories right to your door. Factory sourcing, tariffs. What? Okay, let's say this. Traditional supply chain. So they're saying they still work with the factory, but they don't deal with sourcing agents, which are real. Tariffs, which are real. I don't know how they got around tariffs. Warehouse, yep, that's real. That's a real expense. Like, because if you're a small brand and you don't have a big building like we have, you have to rent to have space. Then usually you're paying to someone to pick and ship as well. brand, well, clearly they have expenses in the brand, and I'm assuming store means like a storefront. I don't think they have a storefront. You know, so I would say it's within like 80 to 90% accurate. Like it's pretty accurate. At least from my business perspective, I see what they're trying to convey. It's a little off in the graphs, but I think for the most part, they're being pretty honest. But we'll see. We'll see when we get it cut in half, because obviously I've consulted on this, so I know the ins and outs of it. And we've had plenty of white sneakers and high-end sneakers to compare it to. So that'll actually be really interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let's check out their shoes while we're talking here, because this is what I would be doing anyway. You know, like when we consult with brands, I'm like, okay, well, who's the brand? What do they stand for? Are they lying? Are they full of BS? Like, how do they position things? Who are they versus who do they convey? And so that's part of the fun of this video. Is I kind of want to just show you what I would be doing if you guys weren't watching. Let's see what the men's shoes look like. Yeah, so this is what I meant. Like because plenty of brands approach us, and they're, obviously everyone wants to make more money and sell things for more. And like I thought for sure, like, oh, they're gonna try to sell us for $300-400, and I'm not saying that's the quality that I saw, but just from the approach, and I was like, okay, it's a white sneaker, cup sole, sidewall stitch. They're probably gonna try to compete with the Koyos, the Common Projects, all these other brands that are very expensive. But you can see their prices are very, very affordable. It's actually really nice. I like that. I've been working on a little mule design just for fun. That's really nice. I like that. But it's under $100. A little roper for $175. Get out of here, Jared. Oh, that looks just like Thursday's mock toe. That's so funny. $160. But we've also seen at the same time, we've seen brands like Portland Leather, who they look like they're quality. They said they were quality. They made all these ads saying these are $700 boots, and then we cut them in half, and I was like, this is all fake. This is one of the worst offenders of all time, and I don't think Portland Leather sold boots ever again. That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we definitely caused a lot of headaches for them. $80 mules. Okay, so yeah, that seems to be the strategy, right? Like, high quality products at affordable prices, but these prices are so low that it's kind of like, okay, but what is the actual quality you can get for a $150 boot? Is it actually this lower retail markup because they cut out all the distributors, or is this just like a $20 shoe that they're trying to sell for $150? Maybe I'll see if they'll send me one of their boots. Let's see if we can figure out any details. Blake Stitch Construction. Okay, so it's not just cemented. Wow. Let's see if we can find if they have any Goodyear welted ones, or if they're all Blake Stitch. Let's check these mocks, because those look like they have a Goodyear welt on them. Yeah, traditional Goodyear welt construction. At least that's what they say. $160 for a Goodyear welted. What's the lining look like? Oh, it's a leather lining too. Okay. Should I do that? Should I see if they'll send me a pair of boots too? A couple pairs? Because that would be kind of interesting, seeing like, okay, here's where we started, here's where we ended up, and here's their other models that we didn't consult on, so we can kind of fact check the overall quality that were not associated with me. I think I want to do that. Okay, let's check out their socials too. Last thing to check out. I usually try to find a vibe of the business. I'm like, okay, who are you? What do you do? What are you about? Wow, they have 1 million followers. Okay. 200 likes, 400 likes. Change our strategy, boys. Gotta get some more beautiful women on our social media instead of my ugly mug. Okay, so yeah, now that's who they are. Clearly, that's their prices back that up. They're, at least from the description, their alleged construction techniques and their materials seem like that is the pricing. So I think I'm gonna ask him to send me that mock toe and that Blake Stitch dressier boot. So back to the actual sneakers. So they reached out and they're like, hey, we want to launch the sneaker, but we just don't want to launch any sneaker. We want these to be really, really good for the price. We want to make like the ultimate sneaker. And so they shipped us these, and I didn't know what the price point they were trying to target this at. And so that's why I said, I was like, I assume they're going to try to sell these for $300 or $400, you know, like this and that. And so we, excuse me. And so we basically wrote up like, all right, before we even talk to them, let's just look at the shoe from the outside, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion. And you know, there's some things that we're like, okay, this could be improved, that could be improved. You know, like this fake stitch line looks a little cheap to me. I would recommend removing that just so I just don't like anything faked, you know, especially like stitch lines. And then there's some more on the inside, but then we cut them in half. You know, like, okay, we got in a call with them, now let's cut them in half, let's see what's what. And you can see it already had like the sidewall stitch, it's already a Blake stitch, this insole, but you can see we identified some problems right there. And so we identified all the problems, and then a couple days ago, got final samples in. So let's get to it. Let's unbox them and see what the final pairs look like. We're not necessarily reviewing them right now, but like I said, I just kind of want to show you the whole process of how I would be consulting with brands, what I'm looking at, and the thing is, like, there still might be some things that I'd be like, you should change that. So let's do it. What knife? Knafs Knife. This is, I think they're Lander 3 fixed blade. You can buy, I think you buy this sheath separately. It has a little belt clip on it. And Knafs is a local company. Love me some Utah brands. They tape these boxes up so well. I have to use a knife on every unboxing video. Just kidding. We like knives, all right? It's fun. It's fun to use knives. Okay, Quince. Let's see what they got. Ooh, black pair, nice. So a couple of things, you know, I'm not gonna go through every single thing that we talked about and changed until they cut in half, but you can see they did remove that stitch line right there. That is a nice aesthetic change. I like that. It makes it a lot less cheap looking, because this to me, a fake stitch line looks like a Walmart shoe. This looks like a premium shoe. Okay, looks like really good calfskin leather. They even gave me the little write-up. Italian leather, the lining is cow leather, the insole is cow leather, rubber outsole, Italian leather. I wonder if it's calfskin. Guess we'll see when we cut them in half. Let's check out the insole. Much better, no delamination. And like part of this too was like, when we did that first consultation, they told us the price, and I think they're like around $100. And I was like, oh, this is like pretty good for $100. Like, there's only a handful of things that we could point to improve it. And they're like, yeah, that's what we want to do. I'm like, we're trying to make this perfect. We don't want to just make like a good $100 shoe. We want every in and out that you could possibly point to make this shoe better. That looks pretty good. What's underneath the insole though? That's what a lot of people are gonna want to know. Classic Strobel board construction. You got that kind of woven canvasy looking material. Still have the sidewall stitch. Still have the Strobel stitch. Okay. So just your classic sneaker. You know, like I said, like there's a bunch of brands that make these in various qualities. You know, the one that really put it on the map was Common Projects, and then until I got a hold of one, and then the whole internet, especially Reddit, freaked out on me. And then guess who was right in the long run? Me, because I don't have to be right when I literally just cut things in half. And I'm like, that's a lot of money for that. And be like, how dare you? That shoe is sacred. And I'm like, well, shouldn't be. And so, you know, like those type of brands have really popularized these shoes over the last like 10 or 15 years. And this will be a really affordable version. Nice, classic brown. Oh, it's kind of an off-white sole too. Nice. I like that. Like when they do off-white and browns, it blends a lot better than just solid white and brown. Like, see what I mean? Yeah, nice choice. I'd like to claim that that was our consultation, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Okay, then the final pair, classic whites. Not the brand, not the nationality. Ooh, that's different leather. Nice. So you can see, I think you should be able to see this on camera. You can see the first version here is very, very white, like blue white, you know, and I did painting in high school. I did some oil painting classes in college, and then when I was in college, the way I paid my way through college is I had a car painting business, like mostly touch-up paint, but we'd have to mix the paint ourselves. And one of the tricks that I learned was if you add just a tiny bit of blue into white, it brightens that up to a really, really white. Versus this is more like a classical white, where it has just a little bit of like off-white tones, kind of cream tones to it. And so if I was painting a true white car, but my natural white paint was a little bit more this, I just added a little teeny bit of blue in there, and it pops it out to this color. And I don't know how useful that is to you, but I think it's interesting. And as to which color I like more, I do like the off-whites more. I think it's not quite as hospital-y, you know? But it's very marginal difference, if we're being honest. But I do like it more with the off-white. So that's the 3 sneakers. I'm gonna try to get them to send me a couple of boots. I feel like that would really make that video interesting. Because originally I was just gonna go through like what we did to adjust it and change it. But I almost feel like it would round the video out by doing one of those mock toes and that little Blake Stitch dress boot. So I wonder if I can get those in time. So let me know what you wanna see. Let me know what you think of these. And get ready for the cut in half video. And check out Quince with all their other stuff. Obviously, they've got a whole fleet of things aside from footwear. And at least from the footwear perspective, it does seem like they are very high quality for the price. Is it luxury quality for very affordable price? It's hard to say. We'll see when we really start digging into this brand a little bit more. But it is at least a quality enough product that I was willing to put my name on this. Like, yeah, for that price point, and if you make these adjustments, I think that's well worth me consulting on it. And I'm assuming that's how it is across the board. So check out Quince, get ready for the cut in half, and let me know what you guys think. So thank you guys. Oh, check out Knafs. What else did we plug? Just Knafs, I guess. Yeah, check out Knafs, check out Quince, or Quince, whatever, wherever you're from. And that's it. So thank you guys. See ya.